Hello there foodie, it's your girl Clenam and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to cook Kontonmere stew, aka Palava sauce, aka spinach stew, when you don't have the Kontonmere of course. So without wasting your time, let's dive right in. Our ingredients for today are tomatoes, garlic and ginger, stock cube, some onion, palm oil, mushroom, my fresh fish, salt, and spinach. As usual, all the ingredients and their quantities will be stated in the description box below, so make sure you check them out. The first thing I'm going to do is to steam my fresh fish. Now, you can fry it if that's your preference, or maybe you can buy the smoked one, but I find this method to be actually very practical. So all I do is to put my fish in a pan, and then I'm going to add my ingredients that are the onion, garlic, ginger, some stock cube, salt, and some water. And while that is cooking, I'm going to go ahead with the rest of the cooking process. Now it's time to prepare the blended mix we're going to use for the stew, and for that I'm going to need my fresh tomatoes, 2 onions, the habanero pepper that I'm cutting for it to be easier to blend, and then I'm going to blend everything together for the stew. And when I'm done with that, I'm going to chop some more onion that we're going to use to fry the palm oil. If you have one big size of onion, that is okay. I had a small one and a medium size, and so that's what I'm using. It is time to prepare our stew, and for that I'm just going to put a pan on fire, add my palm oil, and when the palm oil is hot I'm going to add my onions, let it fry for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then add my blended mix. At this point you can raise the heat to medium to high heat so that the liquid in the tomatoes will evaporate faster. I am going to cover this because I don't want my sauce to splash all over, but I'm also going to leave a little escape for the vapor so the cooking process goes faster. And while that is happening, I'm going to concentrate on my egusi. And what we're going to do with the egusi is that we're going to add some water to it, and it has to be thick, so I would advise you to start with a little bit of water and then add more gradually if you feel you need more. This is supposed to be more or less the consistency that you're supposed to have. Now let's go back and check on our fish, which is ready. And what I'm going to do now is to take them out, debone it, and this is what you are supposed to get. And when it comes to the stock that forms under it, we're going to add this to the stew that is cooking, just to add more flavor. And speaking of flavor, at this point we're going to add our stock cube to enhance it further, and then we're going to add some salt as well. And this is the point where you should add your mushroom, because you want your mushroom to absorb the taste of the stew, because we do not want tasteless mushrooms. And when that is done, we're going to cook it for 2 to 3 minutes, and it will be the turn of the egusi. And when it comes to the egusi, you just do as I do in the video. And since most of the liquid is evaporated, now we can lower our heat back to medium to low heat, because you don't want the bottom to burn. I like to add my fish after I add the egusi, because the fish was steamed and has already acquired the taste of the previous stock. So I normally add it when I'm almost getting to the end of the cooking journey because I have the feeling if I add it earlier, the fish is going to break in the stew. So I add it at this point because all is left to do now is to add the pre-cooked spinach, cover and let it cook for about 5 to 10 minutes, and the stew will be ready. If you have fresh spinach, better for you. I normally prefer the frozen ones because at least I have an idea of the quantity. Because sometimes with the fresh ones, you get home, you pre-cook them, or you add them to the stew and then you realize it shrinks and you're like, okay, and it can be very disappointing. So at least for this recipe, I preferred using the frozen one. As I said, after covering and letting cook for 5 to 10 minutes, this is supposed to be your result. If you want it to be a little more on the liquid side, all you have to do is to add a little bit of water and some palm oil. Wait for it to cook for about 3 to 5 minutes and you're good to go. So I had mine with some yam and plantain, because why choose if you can have both, right? But you can have this with some rice, some cocoyam, cassava, pounded yam, you name it. So as usual, if you love what you saw, or if you like what you see, please do not forget to support this channel by subscribing, liking and sharing. And hey, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Till next time, to the next recipe, it's bye bye for now.